What's up, people? I want to give a quick shout out to everyone that's been waiting. Got a little bit of news, good and bad for the most part. Good news is the software works. The bad news is my internet speed fast enough. So I need I guess like a office space with high-speed internet in the realm of at least 100 megs per second. So it is what it is. We're getting better, but still got a little bit to go. Now today, as you saw the title, we are going to be discussing MAP hearings and how to win them. Because what's happening is a lot of times we have a lot of police officers that are not doing their job properly, and then they're using evidence that was not obtained the correct way, and by doing so they're getting unlawful convictions. Because for the most part, just like we talked about last night, people believe that they're doing the right thing and they're able to do certain things just because they're police officers. Now, when you're looking at this on its face, it seems simple enough. There are only two ways they can obtain, or three ways they can obtain evidence. One is through your consent. Two is if it is part of a crime and you are within arm's reach of them to destroy or remove evidence from the scene. So that goes under the exclusionary clause. And then the third way is by obtaining a warrant because they have probable cause. Now, the easy right now is how we can challenge it. The challenge is made available to us through MAP v. Ohio, 367 U.S. 643 1961. And as you can see, it was a landmark case in criminal procedure in which the United States Supreme Court decided that evidence obtained in violation of the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures, may not be used in state law criminal prosecutions in state courts, as well as federal criminal law. You know what? I might need to start running or something. Getting a little too fat over here. As well as criminal law prosecutions in federal courts, as had previously been the law. Now, the reason that they're able to do that is because of the selective doctrine, or selective incorporation doctrine. I spoke about this once before, and it's basically the reinforcement of the Bill of Rights onto the states, and it's done through, in this matter, the Fourth Amendment through the Due Process Clause. So therefore, when we go in to challenge it, the first thing we need to do is go to the point of contact. And what's up, Bandra? And what I mean by point of contact, it's either the initial stop or your initial encounter, because there had to be either a call to get you out there, or it had to be some form in which they had to interact with you, whether it's a traffic stop, whether it's a street encounter, whatever it is. Because let's say it's a traffic stop. Prior to stopping you, they get on their walkie-talkies and they make a call. If there is a call to service, that is a 911 call. Once they make contact, they then make a second call. So that would be your initial point of contact, because that's when you have to, or they have to determine if a crime has been committed. Because remember, even a caller, regardless of what it is, yep, the eyes can't trespass. What's up? What's up, Jiggy? Or Jeannie? I'm gonna get your name right sooner or later. But remember, even a call has to illustrate a form of a criminal act. Now, even when you're looking at reasonable suspicion, it has to be reasonable suspicion of a crime. That's generally not what they're doing. They're out there as revenue hogs. And as a revenue hog, they don't care about procedures. They don't care about law because they're not enforcing law. They're enforcing statutes, codes, and ordinances. And in doing so, that is a violation. So therefore, this would be your point of contact whenever you are starting your evidence gathering as basically defending yourself in court. And this will be the first part of discovery. And when you get in that, you get your full discovery package. You want any and all audio and video. Now, you know if it's a call, that there are two calls. One made by the caller, which you should be able to confront, as well as the call made by the officer to state that they are making contact. This thing here is, let me see how it's working up. Give me a second, Vicky Vondra. And in doing so, that is a violation. So therefore, this will be your point of contact whenever you are starting. Okay. Hopefully that gets it right. And if it doesn't get any better, let me know. Okay, appreciate it. Back to what I was saying. That will be, do they have to tell you what the reasonable suspicion? Yes, because that's a part of their amenability. They are amenable to you at all times through their fiduciary duty to the public. And when you're going through and you're understanding the fact that you're doing the same evidence gathering that they're doing. You want the audio. You want if they write you a citation, you want a copy of that. You also want the order. You want the, might help if I had some notes. You want the chain of custody, not the order, but the chain of custody for all evidence that was gathered. And then you want any and all police reports of every officer that was on the scene. Now, getting that is the most important part, because that is where, when you're going in and you file your motion, exactly. And when you're getting your motion set up, you're going to take it apart bit by bit from that one instance. And when you get there, you file your motion for your map hearing. Now, when you get there, they're going to ask you, do you want to set it for hearing? The answer is yes. In most cases, there may be like a $15, $30 fee, but there is something that you're going to have to pay because nobody works for free. And from that point, you go line by line of the police procedures that they wrote in their affidavits as to what they did and their reasoning for stopping. And they will also tell you that they did not find an actual crime and they are enforcing ordinances to which they did not give a right for a stop or even the encounter. And they will use the fact that you are allowing them. So at any point, if you're saying, well, you know what, search me, lock me up, those are you giving them consent, which is why I often say, when you're encountered, shut up. Let them do their job. And if they don't like it, so what? Because then you can barbecue them in court. And what this does is, even at this level, because remember, you're still going to get their oaths of office. That would be a great question. That would, hey, that would be an absolutely great question. And you done threw me off now. You're going to get their oath of office. You're going to find out the judge that you're going to see. You're going to get his or her oath of office. You're going to file them as part of the case as evidence. Because what you're doing is you're forcing them to use their sworn oath and their sworn affidavits against themselves. And in doing that, it allows you to get into a position that you are able to take it apart and then present it in a meaningful manner. Because what you want to present are just facts. Nobody cares about the details of each encounter. Details is not at this time. Details are for trial, not for hearings. So let's keep that in mind. Even when you're writing a motion, you just want the action, which would be the map hearing. You just want the offense, which would be this evidence was gathered, or this evidence was gathered in a violation of not getting a warrant. The suspect was not in arm's length. There was no actual crime to initiate the stop, so therefore it made the stop itself illegal, and an illegal act cannot be followed by a legal act. Yeah, that's actually one of the things I like doing barbecue. I like barbecue, extra sauce. Sometimes you got to put the extra sauce on it. But with this one, once you have all that down, you set it for hearing. You want to present it in a manner to which they can understand, and you're going to present one piece at a time. There will be objections, but then accept the objection and keep going. I'm going to go through how that's done, but I want to make sure everybody has this in place. When there's evidence that's being used against you prior to trial, you call for a map hearing on how the evidence was gathered. You do a discovery package. You get oaths of office. You then write up the motion, and you take apart the police officer's statements about how the evidence was gathered. You go through their chain of custody, and then you break apart what violations they even admitted to in their police reports. And then you set it for hearing. Once you set it for hearing, you present everything, and you go from there. Now I'm going to put Matt back up on the screen for those that didn't have an opportunity to get it. And today, I apologize for it being so short. And tomorrow's episode will actually be on time. I'm thinking about doing another one later on this evening, but I haven't decided yet, so we'll go with that. But here's Matt for right this second. Okay. Real Jingy asks, are there any questions to ask a cop, either in the field or on the stand, to make it clear that they are not acting with integrity? When you're dealing with them, you have to understand it's not one particular question. It's generally a situational question. One of the questions I used during my racketeering trial, I asked the officer point blank, because he had stated previously that he had noted that I lived at a certain address. I had noted in one of his statements that he had followed me to a different location. I happened to have been arrested at a different location, which he had noted later that yes, that's where I was residing. So when I asked him on the stand, I flat out asked him, is this the location to, I asked him, I said, later, did you learn that this was the location? And he said, yes. I said, so when you admitted earlier that it was a different location, you weren't being truthful. And he said yes, because I didn't ask a question which allowed a lot of wiggle room, but it's situational. You can ask them, did you note that there had been a crime? You can ask, prior to the call, was there a notation of anybody being harmed or any damage to anybody's property done by me? And generally that will be a couple of leading questions, because those solicit in 90% of the time no's. So that's a great question, but understand it's a situational question that you'll be asking, and it'll keep going like that, so you have to figure it out. Yeah, that's exactly right. Keep it simple. Use no higher than a 3rd grade grammar. Good shows. Oh, thank you, Patrick. We don't mind you lurking. I appreciate it. Everybody tweet it out, hit that like button, share it wherever you can. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get back on later on this evening, and if not, I'll make sure the show is on time tomorrow. Anybody that's looking to donate, I appreciate you. Anybody that wants to sponsor a show, hit me on the Cash App, Apple Pay, Venmo. Hell, you can even hit PayPal. But right now, we're gonna keep doing the shows like this for at least the next 2 weeks, and let's see where it goes. So if you got any questions, hit me up, and I'll see you guys later.